our next story, which is a shocking medical negligence situation where a newborn was decapitated during delivery and led to what has now become a lawsuit, but also what the family discovered was that there was a cover-up involved in this as well. And this is a very young couple. So who you see on your screen is the young couple who unfortunately experienced this. They're from Georgia, and the baby was tragically decapitated during delivery due to alleged medical neglect. And the grieving parents, Jessica Ross and Trayvon Isaiah Taylor Sr., have filed lawsuits against Dr. Tracy and the St. Julian and Southern Region Medical Center, the hospital where the devastating accident occurred. So they're saying in details of the lawsuit filed in Georgia's Clayton County, it alleges that the doctor, who is a obstetrician and a gynecologist, used excessive force during delivery, leading to decapitating. I'm not sure how many times I could say that word before YouTube do horrible things to my monetization on this video, which they've been doing to our last few. But the complaint further claims that the medical center attempted to conceal the manner of the baby's passing away from the parents and engaged thereafter in a cover-up. And they said during the delivery, the baby experienced a condition where the shoulders became stuck in the birth canal, and the doctor is accused of failing to adhere to medical standards by instead applying excessive force on the baby's head and neck, causing the tragic outcome. And despite the complications, the medical center reportedly delayed the necessary cesarean section, leading to further complications and eventually the loss of the baby's life. And then they are also denying requests and covering up allegations. They said in the lawsuit, it also highlights the parents' claims that their request for cesarean, hold on, trying to multitask and I need my eyes to be focused on one thing at a time for this. There we go. But they were saying that the couple's requests were denied earlier when the baby's chances of survival were actually higher. The grieving couple alleges that the Southern Regional Medical Center tried to discourage them from seeking an autopsy and urged them to have the baby's body cremated. So they was trying to make sure they covered up their tracks. Horrible. The hospital staff allegedly wrapped and propped the baby's body to hide the decapitation. Response from the Southern Region Medical Center in response to the lawsuit has been denied. They've denied the allegations and expressed condolences to the family. The medical center states that the doctor, St. Julian, was not an employee and has taken the appropriate steps in responding to the situation. Due to the patient's privacy laws, the hospital is refraining from discussing any specifics of the case. So I got a little video for that as well.
Dreams and hopes turned into a nightmare. When the womb was open, the feet came out, the body came out, and there was no head.
Attorneys speaking on behalf of 20-year-old Jessica Ross and her boyfriend, Trayvon Taylor, who tragically lost their firstborn son during delivery at Southern Regional Medical Center in Clayton County. It happened on July 9th.
Dr. St. Julian came in, and she, in the process of trying to deliver this baby, pulled on the baby's head and neck so hard and manipulated them so hard that the bones in the baby's skull, face, and neck were broken.
They're now suing the hospital, nurses, and Dr. Tracy St. Julian, accusing them of gross negligence and a cover-up.
The healthcare providers at Southern Regional Hospital, after this horrific incident, told them these things and tried to hide what actually happened.
When they wrapped this baby up tightly, they propped the baby's head up on top of the blanket to make it appear as though the head was actually attached when it wasn't.
Saying medical staff failed to report the incident to law enforcement, and instead, the couple found out from the funeral home.
It wasn't until then when Dr. St. Julian told the family what actually happened. Up to that point, they had encouraged the family to, hey, just have a cremation done.
Prime Healthcare says Dr. St. Julian is not an employee at Southern Regional, but they issued a statement on behalf of the hospital saying in part, while our sympathies go out to the family, Southern Regional Medical Center denies the allegations in the complaint referencing the hospital.
We're going to put all of these people who were in the room under oath and find out what they have to say specifically about what happened that tragic evening.
Valencia Jones, Atlanta Now News.
So yeah, very, very unfortunate situation. And in light of the severity of the incident, they're saying the Clayton County Medical Examiner's Office has called for state officials to investigate the roles of the medical practitioners involved, and the lawsuit seeks an unspecified punitive damages and highlights the issue of racial disparities when it comes to infant and maternal mortality rates. And I have definitely heard, situations where they've said that, Black women and parents who go through this aren't listened to. The medical staff don't listen to them. And so this seems like a case of a situation like that, where they're saying, okay, we want the cesarean while we can possibly have a better chance of saving our baby's life. And they're like, no, don't worry about that. And then we end up with a situation like this. Horrible.